Hey everyone, it's actually Brother Chris here, and yeah, we just got back actually from Victoria, BC. I'm actually sitting right beside my partner, my life partner. He went out with me actually out to Victoria, BC. It was his first time. You guys might know him actually from his own podcast, which is Haunting Live Podcast. His name is Trevor.
Follow us here at Haunting Live, our news shows, and we are honored to have a brand new co-host on our shows now. Yolanta Mary is our co-host, and she does a lot of work for us on the side and introduces people to the show and discusses different topics on the show. So we're really happy to have her here this season. So go check out Haunting Live.
All right, so let's try that again. Trevor, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Well, that's good. So it's your first time actually out to fly out to Victoria, BC, and I know we left extremely early from our region. We left roughly at 6 o'clock in the morning, and our flight was at 10. So what do you think about the car ride down to Toronto?
Oh, the car ride in the morning was great. We had a pickup early in the morning, and we got to Toronto with no traffic delays or anything at that time of day, so we got to the airport on time.
Yeah. Now, for those that just wondering those, I do actually have problems walking a large distance, and right when we checked in, they got us a wheelchair, and we got through the lineup quite fast, security quite fast, and then we just had to wait for the airplane to arrive. Now, we got there roughly 12 o'clock their time out there, which is 3 hours difference compared to us.
Now, just to let you know, the Victoria, BC airport is very small, and we were able to find right where we actually had to pick up a vehicle. And right when we picked up our vehicle, we found out, though, that we were kind of upgraded actually in vehicle, which is pretty nice. And there was something like a half-hour drive down to Victoria. Once we got to Victoria, we did the uptown market, and there was parking underneath the building so that we had to go to. One of the locations that we had to go to was a Walmart, and this Walmart we thought was going to be the normal size, but no, it was huge. They actually had a second floor and a location for carts to be connected and go up or go down from the second floor, vice versa to the first floor. And we got all of our travel success stuff there, and quite happy. Now, Walmart is a good location, especially if you don't have all your travel stuff. Get that from Walmart. Now, after all this stuff, what we did was we made our journey over to the hotel. Beautiful location right where we stayed.
Are you looking for the hard-to-find item, spiritual item that your loved one wants to always get, but you don't know right where to check out? Why not check us out here underneath HauntedLifePodcast.com. Underneath our store, though, we actually have tons of items, from dream catchers, crystals, so many more for you. Check us out underneath HauntedLifePodcast.com.
Now, just to let you know,
we went out there basically to explore the area and also to see exactly what it would be like to live out there. Now, while we were out there, though, there was a lot of things that we did. Can you just explain what we did?
Well, we got to our hotel and did some of the touristy things. We stayed right on the Harbour, which is beautiful. We had a great view from our hotel. We could see the States mountain range right from there, and we enjoyed our hotel as well. But we just did some of the touristy stuff to start with, and then we went around to different locations for a while.
Yeah. Now, the one thing, though, that we were a little bit upset about, though, is we were doing the on and off bus tour there, and the Americans were busy coming up, and there was an American couple, though, that got on much later, not from the proper destination location, and they kicked us out of our seats. So we stayed actually on the bus until the second drop off, and from there we walked down to Fisherman's Wharf. Beautiful location. It's kind of like San Francisco's Fisherman's Wharf, but it's a bit smaller. And what would you say?
Very unique area. Definitely worth checking out if you're ever there. Fisherman's Wharf has a bunch of houseboats that people live in full time there, so we were able to just walk around those and check them out. And then we basically took a water taxi back to our area.
Yeah. And we did the BC Museum right after that, but there were some other things that we did, and You guys would love to take part of this, though. You got to watch out for the stores that are downtown, because a lot of them are actually tourism traps, and they say that things are indigenous made, but they're not indigenous made. They're actually machine made. You got to watch exactly what the products are. Now, what we did, though, is we also explored not only downtown Victoria, we also explored a area where they shot X-Men and filmed Deadpool. Now, what we also did there is went to the location of a castle, and Trevor's kind of into the cryptic stuff, which is pretty cool. And what did you sense actually in the forest?
Well, I was picking up some energy as we walked along the trail by Royal Roads Academy, which is the university building, like Chris said, was part of filming for X-Men. And walking through the trail, we sensed some energy trying to not attack me, but just kind of taking interest in me. I could sense something was in the forest area there, so we were told from a friend of ours to watch out for that area, so there's definitely some energy there.
Yeah. Now, from that, though, what we also did, though, is we drove out to Sook, so it's spelled Sooke. We drove out there, and yeah, really nice, beautiful drive. I thought, though, that it was going to be like a large highway, like what my co-host Jillian had said. It was a busy highway, but it was not really a highway. And what were you impressed about there?
Oh, just the different landscape that I'm not used to here in Ontario. It just had bigger trees, of course, out there on the island, so they were quite impressive driving by.
Oh gosh. Yes, and we also went down to the water there and enjoyed the water. Small little rock beach, and what I mean by rock beach, it was majorly rocks actually along the beach there. Now, we did a couple haunted locations ourselves. What we actually did, though, is we did a square area. Now, this is right where the former jail has been, and there's also a legend to do with a indigenous boy falling down a former well. I was playing one of the apps that I swear by, and a lot of things had happened. Trevor fully remembers exactly what happened, because I was having a little issue with a bite actually on my leg, and I'll let Trevor explain what took place.
So this area that we were checking out is actively haunted. The legend has it there's a well inside one of the buildings, and we found where this was. And outside of there, first of all, we were just testing with the app, like Chris said, and trying to see if we could pick up anything first before we went inside. And we were trying to connect with the spirit there. And basically what kept coming across was answers like, go away, I don't want to, you're foolish, stuff like that. So about 5 different answers in different words said, I don't want to talk, basically, so don't talk to me. So I thought that was kind of interesting that they all said they didn't want to talk. But I was kind of reversing that and saying, well, by saying you're not talking that many times, they're still talking to us. So they were still communicating, in other words. But then after we went inside to the building that housed the well, and we found where that was, and we didn't really pick up anything there. So I think there's more energy outside in the grounds in the Market Square area than inside the building at that location.
Now, later on during that time period,
It was a long weekend, so what they did was they let off fireworks down at the Harbour front. They had a concert going on. With our hotel, though, that we stayed at, thank you very much, Delta Harbour. Great location to check out. Quiet location altogether.
Spectacular seaside views beckon you at the Delta Victoria Ocean Point Resort and Spa. Cordially yours at 20% off. Includes a refreshing tour with Victoria's Harbour ferries. For unsurpassed guest service, exceptional dining, and full resort amenities, go VancouverIsland.ca.
What we did, though, is we kind of opened up the window, half patio, and you could have basically put your hand out and touch the fireworks, because the fireworks were right beside the hotel. Really beautiful hotel. Check out, if you want to be able to check out some videos, go underneath YouTube, underneath DivineOraclePodcast.com. Again, they'll check out Haunting Live Podcast.
underneath Podbean with also YouTube. Trevor is also going to explain a couple of little things, also what we did right when we got there to Victoria.
Well, the first place we checked out was one of the famous locations. It's one of the narrowest streets, I think they call it, in North America, called Fantan Alley. And Fantan Alley is in the Chinese district. And we went there to check that out one of the first nights we were there. And I could immediately feel energy all around me when I went into the alley. If you go further down, it's not as strong, so I think there was more to the first end that we walked through to get into it. There's more energy, but you can definitely feel the energy there. But it's known for being the narrowest commercial street in North America, and yes, there are shops and things right there, but it's so narrow that you could actually reach out with both arms and touch the walls at the same time. So it's quite narrow, but it's still like a commercial street that you can walk through, so really interesting.
One of the great locations to check out while you're out there is Friend of Dorthy's. Friend of Dorthy's is a great restaurant, and I tend to know that they actually have drag shows, and Victoria is well known for being more open-minded and open-hearted for the LGBT community. So yeah, check out Friend of Dorothy's. It's pretty much close to right where Trevor was just talking about. Are you looking for the hard-to-find item, spiritual item, that your loved one wants to always get, but you don't know right where to check out? Why not check us out here underneath HauntedLifePodcast.com. Underneath our store, though, we actually have tons of items from dream catchers, crystals, so many more for you. Check us out underneath HauntedLifePodcast.com.
Follow us here at Haunting Live, our news shows, and we are honored to have a brand new co-host on our shows now. Yolanta Mary is our co-host, and she does a lot of work for us on the side and introduces people to the show and discusses different topics on the show. So we're really happy to have her here this season. So go check out our brand new episode.
Check out videos that we've done actually for a trip out to Victoria, BC underneath YouTube. A lot of great actions happen. That there is Divine Oracle Podcast underneath YouTube.
Yeah, so coming back though, we actually had some trouble. Our flight was supposed to take off at 10 a.m., I think it was, or noon hour or something like that. And anyway, so we were all gathered ready to board the plane. The plane landed. We thought everything was good. And what happened though is not even 5 minutes for us to board, though, they turned around and said that the flight was totally canceled. Now, from this, though, everybody got really peeved off, except for us. We were nice, calm, cool, collective. And what happened, though, is they said, though, that an email would be sent out to all of us. A lot of people, though, were, again, though, upset. They were trying to find different ways how to get to Toronto. And eventually we got the email, and our flight was booked much later that day. Now, what we did, though, is we did find a restaurant, though, that the flight crews actually go to. It's on the airport's property. We were able to go there, hang out for quite a bit there. And right when we walked in, we found out exactly what happened with the plane. The plane touched down very hard. And then what also happened, though, is since the plane was pulling up, the ramp actually hit the door, so they had troubles with the door also. The plane was actually taken out of service, and right when we went over to the restaurant, we could see the plane. Again, we had 10 hours approximately kill time, because we were flying out at 10 p.m. Pacific time. And it felt like, though, everybody, though, that was actually on that flight, since they actually had two different flights, one of which was at 10, the next was for the next day. For everybody on the next day, what they did, though, is they got them accommodations, got them a food voucher. For the 10 o'clock people, they didn't get us a food voucher. But again, though, everybody at 10 o'clock, we felt like a family, even though that we're coming all from different areas. We all got along, we all socialized, we all joked around, and then right when it was 10 o'clock time, we boarded at 10 o'clock, and we got here roughly at, 2 o'clock Pacific time?
Well, Pacific time it was 3 is when we got to Toronto, but with the time change it will be 6 a.m. here.
Yeah. So we've been sort of off and on with the body since a different time change, and sleeping actually off and on, trying to catch up with the 3 hours difference.
So that was our trip actually out to Victoria, BC during the first long weekend of August 2025. We were just out there for a week. We do encourage people to actually check out different locations. If you are Canadian, stay in Canada. Do not travel to the States because of what Donald Trump wants to do with the tariffs.
Mr. President, sir, the Prime Minister of Canada is here to see you.
Mr. President, why are you placing these new tariffs on Canada? What are you, some kind of dictator from the Middle East?
A dictator from the Middle East? Hey, relax, guy. I'm just your average Joe. Take a rest.
The people of Canada will not be devalued like this.
Are you looking for that hard-to-find item, spiritual item that your loved one wants to always get, but you don't know right where to check out? Why not check us out here underneath HauntedLifePodcast.com. Underneath our store, though, we actually have tons of items from dream catchers, crystals, so many more for you. Check us out underneath HauntedLifePodcast.com. Thanks for taking part today in Podbeams with Divine Oracle Podcast. Our special guest today was Trevor from Haunted Live Podcast. Check him out underneath Podbean and also underneath YouTube. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe with us here at Divine Oracle Podcast.